Hi, I'm Jerry with Meade's Discount Doors and More, and today we're going to show you how to properly measure your door to make sure that you get the right door and the right size door for your opening. First off, I want to show you whether or not you need a new door frame or if you can just go with the door slab, which is just the door itself. Right now I'm going to show you whether or not to check and see whether or not you do need a new door jamb, which is, this is a door frame, it's called a door jamb. And usually it's because of rot issues, and the rot primarily starts at the bottom where the caulk has separated from the door seal, and you can just check it with a probe, in this case a screwdriver, and to see if there's any soft spots. In this case, there's no soft spots, so he doesn't really need a new door frame. And another reason you may want a new door frame is check your weather stripping. On a lot of the older homes, you have a copper weather stripping, and it doesn't really give you a good seal against your door. Here he has a vinyl weather stripping, which is good, so he doesn't really need a new door jamb here. In case you did need a new door jamb, what you would do, you would measure the width of the door jamb from the inside of the trim to the inside of the trim on the outside. In this case, he has a 4 9/16 inch jamb, and some jambs are 5.5 and some are 6 9/16. So you need to determine what size jambs you have. In his case, he has a side light unit, a double side light unit, as a matter of fact. He has a side light on either side of the door, and he also has what we call a transom, which is basically a side light on top of the door. We call this a transom. In this case, he has a 10-inch side light. You measure from the inside of the trim to the from the inside of the jamb to the inside of the jamb, and he has a 10-inch side light. And they have 12-inch side lights as well. And here we're going to measure the transom, and basically you do the same thing you did with the side light. Put your tape against the inside of the jamb on the top, and then come down to the inside of the jamb on the bottom, and he has the 10-inch transom as well. And to get the length, you just do the same thing. You'll measure from the inside of the jamb, put your tape against the inside of the jamb, and measure over to the inside of the jamb here. And from the outside of the door, what we typically measure is from the bottom of the threshold. If you hook your tape on the bottom of the threshold, and you can measure up to the top of the brick mold. This is called brick mold, and that will give you the opening size that the door will fit in. In this case, it's 94.5 inches tall. And also you'll do the same thing on the width. If you'll measure from the outside of the brick mold to the outside of the brick mold, this is as much door as you can fit. This is 62 3/4. Okay, if you don't need a door jamb, if you don't have side lights, you don't need a whole new frame, you can just measure the door slab itself. Just take your tape, hook one side of the door, and measure over, and you'll get the proper width of your door. This is 36 inches, or what we call a 3/0 door. And then the same thing with the height. You'll hook the bottom of the door and measure up to the top. This one is 79 1/4.